Alright, welcome back to another YouTube video by Kenny Tutov. I know I was gone for 2-3 weeks. I was supposed to be more consistent, but hey, it's 2026 now. I'm really finna lock in on this YouTube stuff. Today, I want to do this video, Parlay Group Chat Awards. You know what I'm saying? I got the idea a couple weeks ago, and I was really been working on it since then. That's really where I've been, and I just want to get this done. So I got awards for the Parlay Group Chat members. You know what I'm saying? About best this, worst this, most this, least that. You know what I'm saying? And I put on my Sunday best for this, my favorite quarter zip polo. But yeah, let me cut the intro short because this is gonna be a long video, and I'm really not trying to talk that long. I'm really trying to keep the video like 20 minutes, but I be yapping, so this video could be a minute. And also, I've been really thinking about starting a stream. I feel like I got more like a stream personality than like a YouTube video, and y'all see I be kind of inconsistent with YouTube, but be on the lookout for more streams. You know what I'm saying? All right, I didn't already talk too much. It's probably been like a minute and a half. Let's go ahead and get to the first award. So first award we got up, Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Pretty self-explanatory award. This goes to the best newcomer / Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this award is pretty obvious, so I'm not gonna do too much talking. We gotta go with Dre with delays. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a picture of Dre, so we use a picture of Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying, to represent him. But Rookie of the Year, it's gotta go to Dre with delays, because he joined the GC halfway through football season, and some were saying he saved the NFL department, and that's a lot to put on as a rookie, a newcomer, and he really just took the GC by storm. So I'm really looking forward to see what he does in the future. So Rookie of the Year, Dre with the parlays. Most improved player, you know what I'm saying? This award goes to like somebody who got better as the year went on. Like this guy, he really went dumb the last half of the year. Like beginning of the season, okay, I ain't gonna lie, these awards are really from like September to December. I ain't gonna lie. This guy, he was kind of chilling September to October, and then he snapped December. Most improved guy go to KJ. You know what I'm saying? He went from doing the Korean baseball, and then he was like stopped betting for a little bit, and then one day he said, I remember I was there. It was at Tolliver. He said, man, this lock shit not hard. And then he went back to back locks hitting 3 days. That sounded like improvement to me. Most improved player, you gotta go to KJ. Best rivalry. Now this gotta go to rivals. You know what I'm saying? Like two guys with with a lot of animosity. Some would say hatred for each other. Back and forth. Let me just stop talking. Let's get to it. It's pretty obvious. Christian and Dell, they have a storied rivalry, a storied hatred. There be animosity in the room. I remember over Christmas break, it was like every day, it was some type of dick eating going on between the two. You know what I'm saying? I remember the Buccaneers game, Buccaneers Dolphins. They were trying to do a combo parlay together. Dell was like, "Don't trust the Buccaneers." Christian ignored him, put the Buccaneers on anyway. Buccaneers lost. That created a rift. And then also the biggest thing. So Christian used to be captain of the Parlay group chat. Dell was like his biggest proponent pretty much the whole time, saying he's not my captain. Your captain this. Your captain ain't that. And then Dell was the driving force that got they got Christian unelected, or let's say kicked away from being capped, all while Christian didn't know back turn. Dell blindsided him and took away his most valued position. If that ain't rivalry, if that ain't beef, I don't know what is. These two best rivalry, and I love to see it. Oh, best Taylor. This is really gonna go to someone who tails parlays, but I'm gonna just go to the candidates and just talk about them. So first up, we got Caleb. Some would say all he does is tail. I think he might have tailed more parlays this year than he made himself. And you think he clean. So that's really why he's got nominated as best tailer. Some compared him to Hawkeye in this whole like Avengers universe. Like he kind of just tails, doesn't really make his own parlays. We got Christian. He will tail pretty much anything. If you send the bet, some would say he didn't even look at it before putting his money on it. And he will throw on $100, $200 on a tail. Might not even look at it. So that's why we gotta give him best tailer. He would still make his own parlays though. And we got Kenny Too Tough. Pretty much every parlay Dell sent during NBA season, Kenny Too Tough would just click on it, didn't even look at it. It didn't matter what was on it. He just put his money on it. Kenny Too Tough. As soon as KJ sent that lock, Kenny Too Tough clicking that, putting it in. Kenny Too Tough known to tell. He had a hockey guy. Kenny Too Tough doesn't even watch hockey. He would click on it and put money on it. He didn't care. Now look, you have a case for all three of these guys being best Taylor. Dang, I ain't seen this watch in a while. But best Taylor is really only one. You gotta go to Caleb Cameron. I put him as best Taylor because Kenny Too Tough, he would make his own parlays and bet on them most of the time. Christian Buck, he will make his own parlays and bet on them most of the time. Caleb is a known tailer. Like, tailing is what he does. You know what I'm saying? He would disappear and then randomly come back and tail some shit. EJ's ladder, he was on that, begging them to send it so he could tail. This right here is Taylor of the Year right here. Biggest crash out. Now this award could be interpreted many different ways. Now look, all three candidates had a really good shot at this award. Now let me go through the three. Oh. Alright, let's start off with Christian. He used to crash out a lot, you know, saying like this don't make sense. Like why are they not winning? Why my tennis bets not crashing? At one point while he was captain, how do I want to put this? He said he was going to off himself because these bets not hitting. I think he even left the GC once or twice as captain. That's crash out worthy. You know how many times he's yelled about NBA and NFL teams not winning when they're supposed to win, ignoring logic, and then he crashed out about it. That's a crash out. Kenny Too Tough left the GC maybe 9 or 10 times this year. Really gets pissed. Paragraph sent about why a team's not winning. Why does this not make sense? This betting shit is fake. Saying he's gonna quit betting 1,000 times. Oh, Christian even said he's gonna quit betting a lot too, but he didn't. He quit for like a day, which is crazy for him. Crash out worthy. And we got Udell Worley, known crash out. He was a big NFLer at first, crashed out because the shit wasn't hidden. Stopped on the NFL shit. He even quit betting for maybe like a week or a month. I don't remember, but he quit. That's longer than these two did. He also left the GC probably more times than Kenny Too Tough. Known to say it's dead. I don't know lie. All these guys have a real shot at biggest crash of the GC. I'm not gonna lie, but there was only one. It's gotta go to Dell. And the main reason that he got biggest crash out is because I can remember many moments of him chilling and then being like this and like yelling about yeah, you know what I'm saying, about something crashing out about something, like why this shit ain't hidden, something. And then he also said NFL is dead. He started that, which stemmed from a crash out about NFL. You know what I mean? So that's why I gotta give it to Dell. This really, you could have really went with any of them. I can't be mad, but for me it had to be Dell. Ain't gonna lie. Best duo. This is pretty much self-explanatory, to be honest, just best duo. Now we got three candidates. I ain't gonna lie. So we got Ken and Christian. They were a duo because Christian was cap, and then Ken was his vice cap. You know what I'm saying? I was his left hand, right hand man. I would defend him. I would back him up. We were like this. Our candidacy, presidency run, the GC saw its heights, and like they were even made a picture of me as Bucky. I forgot to put that on there, but Cap to Bucky, that's like one of the best duos in Avengers, so I had to put that on there. Ken and Dell, they would make NBA parlays together at Tolliver almost every day. They would try to innovate ways of making parlays together. You give 5 legs, I give 5 legs. 2 legs a game. You give 1 leg, I give 1 leg. You know what I'm saying? They would bounce off deals off of each other. It was a working relationship. I would hear him out. He would hear me out. There wasn't like, no, nah, you're wrong. We're going to do this. Like, we didn't ignore nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was heard. We were co-founders of the quarterback parlay department, of a story department of the parlay group chat. Some people still do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's Ken and Dell's case. And we got Christian and Dell. Now look, all great rivalries start as a duo. You know what I'm saying? Start as friends. And then that's like, it turns into hatred and beef. But they would be in VC together making parlays. Like, see the Buccaneers parlay. They were making a parlay together, but it didn't work out. And then honorable mention KJ and Dell. I forgot to put that on. That's my fault. But honorable mention KJ Dell because Dell was the main driving force of getting Christian unelected, but KJ he did help. That was duo tag team Dickie. You gotta respect it. But yeah, I gotta go. Chris, me and Dell pretty much best duo on the GC. The main deciding factor for this was the only duo on my nominee list that haven't had much animosity towards each other. Like me and Christian kind of had a little bit of a falling out when he left his cap. You know, he did some finger pointing. I didn't like that. I felt like he didn't really lead me greatly as cap. He didn't really have my best interest sometimes. You know, sending the Cowshy thing, hating on what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sell us on ELM method. You know, just it seemed a bit sketchy. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Christian and Dell has their spat. But, you know, I feel like me and Dell have always stayed solid. That's why we got to go best duo right here. Hopefully we can one day get back to, you know, working together, cooking parlays if I come back to betting. But we'll see. Captain of the Year. Let's get into it. The two nominees, these are the only captains of the GC, you know what I'm saying? Let's start with Christian's case. Okay, Christian. He was captain during the highest highs of the Parlay Juice GC when we were thriving. Everybody was betting heavenly. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing. He was on his thing. Dell, EJ, you know, Caleb was tailing. You know, KJ kind of went sending locks, but he was still betting on Korean baseball. And, you know, we had Dre with the parlays. And then he was also there at the lowest. When people weren't coming to Tolliver. When people weren't coming to Christian's apartment to watch the game. When there was just a bunch of infighting and arguing and beef. He was the captain of it. He even sometimes questioned, like, should he be captain? He wasn't confident in himself sometimes. You know what I mean? He would even say that he might off himself because of how much the bets were. He tried to quit while captain when people looked up to him. You know what I mean? So he was there at the highest and the lows. And then EJ. Oh, and then also, let's go back to Christian. He also got unelected. He got demoted from captain. And then he got replaced with EJ. You know what I'm saying? EJ came up, rose his way through the ranks. You know what I'm saying? He would send stuff in the GC every day, being what a captain should be. Oh, Christian. Back to Christian. He would sometimes not send bets. He would hold out. Let's go back to EJ. EJ, he would send plays every day. 5-6 screenshots, making sure we all had the info. You know what I'm saying? He was the only, in this GC's history, unanimously elected captain. There was a vote, and he was elected captain. He was the people's captain. You know what I'm saying? The only problem, but the biggest thing with EJ was there were like no high highs, but there were no low lows. It was kind of just consistent, you know, consistent level through his reign. But he was only captain for, I think, a week, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, like a week. Christian was captain for maybe 2 months, give or take. So that's really, what more do you value? Longevity and peaks and valleys, or a short, good run? You know what I'm saying? I went back and forth on this. I had EJ, I had Christian, I had EJ. I was going back and forth in my head. I didn't know who to put. But really, you can't go wrong with this. But this is what I had to go with. I had to go with Christian as best cap. I'm a guy who values glass half full instead of glass half empty. You know what I'm saying? So even though we had our lowest with Christian as captain, we had our peaks with him as captain as well. EJ, it was more so like a good, you know what I'm saying? But Christian, we had our peaks and we had our valleys. I'm more of a guy half full. And then also he was captain for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? We can't discredit that. EJ was captain for like a week or two. So we can't just give him that for like a week of good work. You know what I'm saying? Christian had to deal with the peaks and valleys. You know what I'm saying? Worst idea. And this pretty much this is like worst parlay idea, worst bet ideas. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Let's just get into it. Kicker parlay. We're gonna go with Ken for that one. That's where like you put a bunch of kickers on the parlay, and yeah, live tennis. Christian would bet on live tennis, throw a bunch of money on it, see who's winning, and just throw money on it, see who's losing, throw money on it. Live tennis, lost a lot of money, won a lot of money, probably negative. Tight end parlay, Ken. Yeah, parlay with tight ends. You put tight ends on it and hope they get their yards. Yeah, not very great. Drive betting, Ken and Christian. I lost a lot of money on this. Betting every drive in football, not very smart because it's kind of hard to predict. I did predict a fumble one time. I only won like $5. Do for parlay, yeah, it was close to hitting, but it was really a bad idea. And then threes parlay, Not a good bet. Haven't hit one of these at all yet. Really haven't been close. Winner kicker parlay. It's just stupid to bet on kickers. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even determine what they do half the time. It really depends on the offense and the defense. Like, why am I betting on someone that doesn't determine their own fate? Yeah. Everything else kind of made a little bit of sense. Like, Christian at least won money on live tennis. This was somewhat, I think, like 3 of the legs hit. I think on the kicker parlay, like 1 to like 8 legs hit. That shit was crazy. And I haven't revisited that since. I've since at least bet on 3s. This was like 1 leg off. These are like usually kind of close. And then we had some wins with drive betting. This just never had a chance. Like, I don't know what I was far gone at this point. But you know what I'm saying, that's fine. Best idea. I think there's only like 2 nominees for this. Minus 1,000 parlay. Christian made a $1,000 line parlay where like you would pick plays that are minus 1,000 to bet on it. It hit like twice. I did it once with college football and it hit like, it was like 20 legs. It hit for like $40. It was actually a good idea. I don't know why he doesn't do it anymore, but I like it. Korean baseball. I don't even know who invented that, but apparently Korean baseball was a good bet. I didn't bet on it because I wasn't really betting for real back then, but when it comes back, I'm gonna hop on the wave. Korean baseball won. I don't really know who came up with the idea. I just know they all did it. So that's why I gave them all credit for this, because I don't know who did it first. So why is there a blue dot on EJ's face? But okay, but like we gotta go with Christian, EJ, and KJ. I just gave them all credit because I don't know who did it first. I just know they all did it. Let it die, bro. This is for like a parlay idea that should just, like, you just gotta stop. Like, it's not gonna hit. You've already put a lot of money into it. Just forget it. ELM. Exclusive lock method, yeah, it's dead. I've tried it. Christian's tried it. Christian's given up on his own method many times. Just let it die, bro. It's not gonna hit. Quarterback parlay, I really need to see this. I probably made like 10 or 11 quarterback parlays, hours of research. None of them have hit. I mean, I hit one time, but it was like a mini one. Oh, Thanksgiving! I hit Thanksgiving, but it was like 4. It was like 4 quarterbacks on it. But again, I've lost. I'm very net negative with quarterback parlays. And with the research, it doesn't matter what you do. It's not going to hit. 3s parlay. It's self-explanatory. 3s, I have not gotten close to hitting a 3s parlay. I put 3s on my normal parlays, and 3s have sold me a lot. I really need to stop doing it. So, yeah, let it die. And then money lines, it's really hard to pick what team wins on a parlay, bro. Those things are so dead. I'm not going to lie. I just put GC because I feel like we've all done it. 3s parlay, I just need to let it die. I think every time I've done it, I don't even think I've ever been like 3 legs off. It's like most of the time, like half the legs you don't even hit. Yeah, I just need to let it go. Dude, I look so zesty in this picture. Ugh. Most changed. This is someone who's changed the most or a lot over since we started doing this betting stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's really get into it. There's a lot of nominees for this. Me. I used to get up all the time, early morning, putting in parlays. 10 to 12 parlays a day, man. Probably, honestly, more. Betting on everything. Hockey, basketball, baseball. The game will be going on. I see my parlay not doing good. I make another one for the late night game. I was, like, really deep into this parlay stuff. I spelled nominees wrong. And then, what happened? And then I just stopped betting. Like, I haven't really been betting that much. You could say I changed. I would send, like, 1,000 parlays in the group chat. I don't really send none no more. Like, that's change. Like, that's a big change. Christian... You know what I'm saying? He was a leader, and he stopped being a leader. You know, he would, like, hold out his parlays. You know, he hit, like, a $2,000 on a minus 1,000 parlay, didn't send it to the GC, holding out. He would, like, send parlays for a day. Could we tell him to, or, like, get on him for not sending as captain? And then he just go right back to holding out. He's probably made thousands, hundreds, like, tens of thousands of dollars on parlays. He just didn't share. And we said that's change. He also stopped coming to Tolliver to hang out with us. That could be change. So, you know, that's change. Dell, he was betting on NFL at first and then stopped betting on NFL when he was like one of the biggest ones to bet on NFL. Co-founder of the Parlay of the quarterback department. He at one point he kind of stopped coming to Christian's apartment to like watch the games. You know, I think he was playing Valorant or something. Like, I don't know. He did, like, that's a lot of change. I'm not gonna lie. Going from betting on something and not betting. Then at one point he quit betting even on NBA, even though he was like the big NBA guy. I don't know. That just screams change. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me go back to Christian. Some people said that he's the CEO of change. I'm just throwing that in there. And Caleb, you know what I'm saying? You know, he got a girl, kind of stopped coming around for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Didn't pull up the Tolliver for a while. You know what I'm saying? Didn't pull up the Christians for a couple weeks. In and out of betting, would bet and then not bet for like a month, then come back. You know, he had money in the account, and then like say he didn't have money in the account, and then beg for referral codes, and then like just randomly start betting again later. So we call him like I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff with him. Like it's just change. But yeah, I feel like all these guys have a case for most change. But in the end, just one stuck out to me. It's got to be Dell, most change. You know, from going from CEO of the head of the quarterback department and then just to stop betting, that's a lot of change. And also not betting on NBA for a little bit. But he came back now, but he changed and he changed back. But yeah, I don't know. Most change really could have went to anybody, but for me, it just had to go to Dell. Best team player. There's only two nominees for them. Me, you know what I'm saying? I sent parlays a lot, you know what I'm saying? I was always uplifting, hearing people out, you know what I'm saying? Someone's in the parlay, I'd be like, yeah, I like it, even if I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Just like always trying to give confidence to my teammates. You know, I never want to be somebody that put down my teammates, you know what I'm saying? I always want to be like, I look so gay. Alright, I forgot what I was even saying, bro. I'm gonna edit this out. But yeah, I was a team player, you know, I send parlays, you know what I'm saying? I tell parlays, you know what I'm saying? I was always open to collaboration. But yeah. And we got EJ, ideal team player, you know what I'm saying? He paid for this subscription for himself and he would leak it. He could really the dude would kick him out if he found out he was leaking this stuff. He really put himself on the line for the GC, you know what I'm saying? He was sending stuff every day. He would be in like North Carolina, Iowa, Florida, wherever. Even if he couldn't bet, he would send the parlays in the group chat. You know, I mean not parlays. He would send the plays in the group chat. Always was a team player. Always put the team first. You gotta respect that. So that's why you gotta go to EJ, best team player in the GC. He paid for the subscription and he still sent it to the boys in the group chat. You gotta respect him for that. Always grinding. Got a girlfriend and was still sending the stuff in the GC. Even when other people changed, he didn't change. Even if he probably had the most reason to change, you know what I'm saying, but he didn't. We got shout out Big J. Best department. Now this is like the most hottest debated topic, bro. I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on this one, bro. Let's just get to the candidates. All right, let's start with Big EJ, you know what I'm saying? For the Intel department, you know what I'm saying? I already just talked about it. You know, he would send plays every day, the locks. He would go through, he would send the pictures, and then he'd be like, this dude, he'd be hitting on the hockey, he'd be hitting on the soccer. Like, he'd really break it down for us, really be like, do you trust, like, EJ, do you trust it? He tells, like, he trusts or not, like, why he trusted, all that. So, really, that's really best department. He had the Intel on lock. Then we got KJ, lock department. He said, and I quote, this lock shit ain't hard. And he came back three straight days. Locks hidden. You know what I'm saying? He had the lock department on lock. You know what I'm saying? And most improved player. So he had the lock department on lock. So lock department is probably one of the strongest departments here. You knew if KJ sent some locks, it was gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? We need to get back to that. Dre, he saved the NFL department. Me and Dell, honestly, we failed the NFL department, and we had to outsource. You know what I'm saying? And we found Dre with the parlays. Wait, actually, hold up. I forgot. Hold on, I gotta go back real quick. Cap of the year. Another reason why Christian won was because he was the one who invited Dre with the parlays to the group chat. Christian, he had an eye for talent. That's another reason I forgot to say he had an eye for talent when he found Dre with the parlays. That was another big reason why he found the rookie of the year. So that's why we gave Christian captain of the year as well. So let's go back to this. All right. So Dre with the parlays, he single-handedly saved the NFL department. We're probably up like good $500 off of him in the NFL department. And NFL is like a big department. I don't really care about this other stuff like the baseball and the hockey, but the NFL, that's important. And then we got a debut on here, Thailand Buck. I didn't have a picture of Thailand, so we got a Buck. The fighting department, you know, I don't think he's missed a fighting late all year. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's like 4 for 4. The only like 4 for 4. He has the fighting department on lock. You know, if he sends the UFC or boxing stuff, it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm up off of that. I'm up off him fighting department on lock. But the thing is, it would only send them probably like, because there's fights like only every 2 or 3 months. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, okay, best department. I ain't gonna lie. I went back and forth on this all like hours, bro, hours. And it's like I had everybody at one point. I had Dre, I had EJ, I had KJ, I had Ty Land. Like everybody, if I could give everybody the award, I would give everybody the award. But there's just one award, bro. There's just one. So for best department of the year, bro, it has to go to Dre with the parlays, bro. It has to go to Dre with the parlays. And then the reason that it has to go with Dre with the parlays is because to me, NFL is the most important. I'm biased. I don't really care about the boxing and UFC. The locks is cool. The locks is straight, but that ain't NFL. EJ, the intel is cool. Soccer, I don't care about that. But like NFL, that's America. That's Kenny Too Tough. Me personally, I was telling his NFL stuff. We might have made like $300 off him. What was it? Week 18. And then he was a newcomer. He had NFL on lock. He saved a dying department, bro. That's gotta just go to Dre with delays, man. I ain't gonna lie. He did that. But I would like to give a shout out to the other departments too. They held it down. Keep it up 2026. Is that it? That might have been it. Yeah, that was it. Alright, so that's the Parlay group chat awards, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, let me know what y'all agree with. Let me know what y'all disagree with. Let me know if I need to add some certain awards. Let me know if I need to take some away. And like, let me know what else y'all want to see. Cause like I got more stuff coming in the later year, you know what I'm saying, like streams, you know what I'm saying, more vlogs, you know what I'm saying, basketball content. I was in the gym the other day. But yeah. So like that's the video, you know what I'm saying. Hope y'all enjoy it. Like it, subscribe, comment. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all.